Yeah.
I don't really like to get too high. What CeeLo say? I get high, but I don't get too high. I don't like to get that high.
Just get a little buzz going.
Just enough to watch a movie and go to sleep.
Yeah. I just eat food sometimes. That kind of do it for me.
This nigga like some nights I eat the honey lemon pepper.
Food and sex usually do it for me. Some food and some sex, I'll probably be asleep. Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, a strong one that definitely put me out.
Okay,
a strong one put me out. I'll take that over.
Nothing wrong with that.
Over the other things. Well, to each his own. To each his own. Another episode of Half Hour Black Power. We called a little earlier this week. Normally we call later, but we'll put it out Thursday still. But another episode of Half Hour Black Power. Last week, I got a pretty good response from the episode last week.
Pretty interesting response.
It's been a minute, so it was like our first one back, but I could tell people was kind of wanting it.
Yeah, well,
people like your hot takes. They like your conspiracy theories, and they like that word. But they like them. Your Q theories. You know what I'm saying?
Q theories. I wouldn't call them conspiracy theories.
Yeah, because sometimes
it's based in fact and wild imagination.
But it's a few things you done said since I started podcasting when we talked, and some of them have came to fruition. You kind of called it on the Me Too movement before the Me Too movement. You kind of introduced me to that. 'Cause I didn't know what was going on. I was like, me who? Like I don't know. Like I didn't understand it. But you kind of talked about that.
2.0.
A lot of things you touched on, even that it ended up happening. So that's you got a good track record at least. So
I try to.
You kind of moving that conspiracy off your name. You know what I'm saying? Still woke as a motherfucker, but it's all good. You know what I'm saying? There's no problem with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Gotta stay up.
But
if you ain't up, you sleep.
What I that's some book sure. But what I will say, last week, one of the responses we did get from it, I was walking past somebody. You know what I'm saying? We got Conker Jones, formerly known as Conker Jones, athlete around CW Comer. You know what I'm saying? He got the black do-rag on, so I know he can't play. You know what I'm saying? They can't see him right now, but he got the black do-rag on, in the beard.
I'm still trying to get my ways to keep up with yours, bro.
Hey, man, you got a long way to go.
Not gonna happen.
Not a problem.
I tried to, nigga, jacked up my tape line.
The good thing about it, I feel like the more you try, you would never stop. You're just never going to stop, doing it. Unless you just give up,
Yeah, right. You got that seasick up there, but
yeah, like I said, I push anybody to
See,
get
man
a brush.
got them big old tidal waves. My waves is like when you walking on the beach and you see them little waves that may trip you up.
Waves. That nigga got tsunamis up.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, and you can vouch for it, Charles. You see me more than Q probably see me. I try to grow it out a few times.
Yeah, you did.
And I don't brush it. I had my hat on. I had my hat on from February to since last 2 weeks.
One time
you know what I'm saying?
Full blown fro. Then he came back the next week with waves. I was like, what?
I cut it. I was like, oh, they ain't leaving, huh? It's like a girl. You won't leave you alone. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna lie. It was one time, man was growing his waves out. I'm like, growing his hair out. I was like, you know what? I can flex a little bit now.
Next thing you know.
Next thing you know, they got shut down.
I ain't gonna lie. I am a
though.
little competitive in that. If I know that, I can sense that. Like, I ain't gonna lie. When Q hit me up about the waves, I wasn't thinking about it until he said something like, "Oh nah, Q, I can't go down that way. I have to." So I ain't gonna lie. I did brush my hair for like a week straight.
Yeah, because my waves was coming forward.
He was definitely coming. Yo, I don't know, but shout out to your barber because he rocked your shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the barbershop had to stop me because I was gonna confront him. I wasn't gonna fight him, but I was gonna be like, "Hey man, you owe me $15. This right here ain't getting it."
Yeah,
just cut it all off.
He put you out the game with that one, man.
They put me out the way. I ain't had waves since then.
Yeah, it was a wrap. Yeah, it's conspiracy theory, man. You know how that goes.
Tragic. I still ain't called them out yet. Shout out to the black barbers.
That's what's up. Hey, I like that, man. That's dope. I wouldn't do that, but that's dope. At least let somebody know not to go to that man, though. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if we talking on one-on-one, I'd tell you, but I ain't gonna shout him out like that.
That's what's up. I like that, man.
I wouldn't hate on the nigga. That's his career.
It probably shouldn't be.
With diagonal tape lines. He just jacked mine all the way up.
Hey, geometry ain't for everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what shape you put in your head, but it's all good.
Yeah.
But we got, you said CW Comer. Now, I want to ask you about that first before we get into the stuff you got to get into. Why the name change? Because Conker Jones kind of had a nice little ring to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, shit's dope.
Crazily enough, I set up and put up a post about this. Conker Jones may come back because this cat from London hit me up and pretty much wants to do at least like 4 tracks with me. And he
only
found
the name is Conker
me,
Jones.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We message each other and contact each other through Conker Jones, not through CW Comer. But the name change itself, man, like truthfully, I probably won't say this anywhere else, but like, it was just a real rough time for me with like my mom passing, that shit, forgive my language, but you like never really get over that. You know what I'm saying?
This is half hour Black Power just
Yeah, we
to
curse.
say. Forgive your language.
All right, but it's just like with everything that was going on, man. You know, I was ripping and running, chasing around, trying to find so many things to find myself. Then I was just like, you know what? Either way it goes, I'm gonna be me no matter what happens. So instead of going by Conker Jones, which is a moniker I created, why not just be me? Because if I was dope enough to create that moniker, how come I just can't be dope enough myself? You know, that's the reason why that happened.
That's one way to look at it.
That's dope. That's dope. But I didn't think about that at the time. Now as you say that, it kind of raised that brow because you did. I used to wonder that a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like yo, Charles doing like 10 million things sometimes. Because you say he gonna do one thing, then you do something different. He do that for a little while, then he change something up. I never thought about the fact that how much he could have been affected by the passing of your mom, and you just trying to stay busy. Sometimes you just try to stay busy. Nothing about being creative. It's just trying to pull yourself out of a certain time. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't think about that, but that's an interesting take. I didn't know that. I didn't think about that. But that's dope to know. You know what I'm saying? But I know right now you working on a project.
Yeah, the project kind of goes along.
It kind of has to come out this year.
Yeah, it will. Assume. It's called 2020. So
it'll be wild to come out next year.
Nah, I ain't gonna sit on it like I do other stuff. But truthfully, like what we talk about tonight is gonna kind of introduce my type of faith, what research that I've done, things that I've seen, and I'm not well versed like Q is, but I have seen things. I've seen things from different perspectives, and it's certain beliefs that I still have, even though I've done all this research and looked at all different types of things. And I know it's a lot of other people out there too. You know what I'm saying? So it's just to sit up here and pretty much just say, okay, well, you feel like this, that's good. Nothing wrong with you feeling like that, but let's still build in the process. You know, that's the main thing.
All right, so without further ado, I'm going to get into it. So I'm going to ask the first question. I'm just going to break the ice here, okay? I'm going to be asked first. One of the things I do remember in some of the Bible, I don't remember everything because we be talking, in time, and it was nothing particular you said that you didn't agree with that you wanted to talk about. So the one thing I do remember me and you talk about, and I firmly always agree on this and stand on this, is I do not think that Noah was on the ark for 40 days and 40 nights. That's just me personally. I feel like it was a long, hard journey, yes. I don't know who did the count. Who would count the days? I don't know how they counted back in the days. Man. I think it sounds good, 40 days and 40 nights. It has a nice ring to it. Well, I don't know for sure if it was 40 days.
Nah, it was actually, from some of the research I've done, it was actually like years.
40 years and 40.
I wouldn't say 40 years, but I know it was definitely a couple of years involved because, I mean, even using like simple logic, there's no way you can fill up the whole earth with water in 40 days. I mean, yeah, you believe those type of miracles and everything.
I guess give me that story then. I don't know the story. So he was on the ship, right? Was it on the ship?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But what, like, nobody talks about.
Hey, we got three cough rule. I'm gonna just tell you right now. I'm sorry. I know. You followed the right thing. You coughed in your arm. I appreciate that.
Handy Sandy.
Sanitizer, please. Yeah. Handy Sandy. I like that.
No.
Yeah. We just gonna spray the air a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Clear.
And that's just for your black do-rag. You know what I'm saying? You get 4 coughs because you got a black do-rag on.
Bet. Right. That'll work.
I know how that life is.
But nobody talks about like how long it took Noah to build the ark. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like God said, hey, build this ark, then 30 days later it was built. Nah, you got to think about all the resources he had to get together, and it even took him years to build the ark. Like, it's certain stories that I've read where they say like it could have been in the process of a decade that it took him to actually build it.
Now, do you really think that he built the ark, or do you think it's a metaphor for some other shit?
I was about to say that.
But that's, and I ain't talking about, but that's what I'm saying. Like, even when I say 40 days, 40 nights, I just feel like it has a nice ring to it to say that.
So it's 40 acres.
But that could be a metaphor for just a long ass time.
Yeah.
That's what that can mean.
Yeah.
So does 40 acres of the mule. Really nice ring.
Yeah.
40 is a significant number for some reason.
Yeah.
Maybe it rings biblically to people, and it sounded good.
No, it means something. I'm going to look up what 40 means. Y'all keep talking. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, that's what I believe, too. I believe it's a lot of stories in the Bible that are more so examples of faith, examples of hope, examples of standing up during triumphant times. Well, being triumphant, standing up during rough times more so than something that like literally happened. You know, so everybody doesn't feel like that. You know, you go talking to someone who is completely headstrong about church, go to church 3 or 4 days a week, and you say something like this, that's blasphemy to them.
Well,
But
I mean, I just want to know where the lines were blurred, because I've been wanting to talk about spirituality and religion, and I got some takes that's probably gonna piss a lot of people off. I don't knock nobody. I don't knock nobody for whatever religion they are. I'm not a religious guy. Spiritually, yeah, I'm a spiritual guy. Agnostic at best, I would say. I'm not a atheist, and I believe if it makes you a better person and you really get it, then I don't care if you're Muslim, Hindu, I don't care if you're Christian or Catholic or whatever. As long as it makes you a better person.
yeah,
And the definition of a better person is, to me, more. That's what religion really needs to be about. What is the definition of a better person?
I like that take.
that's a really good question.
But you took my charge.
Just in general.
About CW.
Yeah.
I say that because we started this off talking about how he need to open that. He wants to drink again. We started this off to open up talking about how he was in a certain space due to the passing of his mom, right?
Yeah.
So at that time, he probably wasn't the best person at that time. And I mean that to say, like, you don't know what he's going through or how he reacting to certain things. He probably seemed selfish at times or whatever it can be. And with, I guess, what he doing now, it probably making him feel like he's being a better person. But he's not that deep into it. And so I say it to say, like, I guess you have to define what you mean by a better person. Like what would make you better? How do we determine what make you better?
The one thing that I think about is the golden rule. Doing to others, you had them do unto you. And that ain't no Quran. That ain't in no Bible. That ain't in no.
It's not in the Bible?
No,
but
it's
see,
not a Bible quote.
Here's the thing. It's references of that golden rule in just about every religion and spirituality out there. You know what I'm saying? Here's something else that I've noticed with certain different types of religions that I've studied is that most of them have the exact same core value system.
You know what I'm saying? Same stories, but
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Stolen from Africa.
That's
stolen from Africa.
Okay.
After a prayer, what do you say?
Amen.
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 Amen Ra. Ra, sun God, son of God. Think about this. When you talk about the son of God, are they saying S-O-N or S-U-N? In some ways, people got it misconstrued. What else brings everlasting life other than the sun in the sky?
That's a nice, cute theory there. I see we're going to get out of there. I see where this is going.
I meant the sun in the sky.
I like that, though.
Believe in me and you shall not perish but have everlasting life. Everything perishes without the sun.
That's true.
Everything has everlasting life with the sun. That's the son of God. How did it get up there? I don't know. It's God. But if you put an S-O-N instead of an S-U-N, now you got a person. Now you can control people.
Junior.
Yeah.
There we go.
Or something like it, But that's my take on the son of God.
Well, see, the sun, S-O-N, has always been a reference to light. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there's too much of a difference between the two. As crazy as it sounds. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you think about it from a spiritual aspect, I'll put it like this. The sun in the spiritual aspect is how people would look at the S-U-N in the physical aspect. You know what I'm saying? When they talk about Jesus and everything like that, they're referring to him as being that light, as being that everlasting life, as being that thing that can keep going even when you can't, that brings life and that can also take it away once it's gone and disappeared. That's
the sun in the sky.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Just from a spiritual aspect, it seems like people look at the S-O-N in the exact same way that you would look at the S-U-N in the physical aspect.
But what came first, the chicken or the egg? The sun or the sun? I would say the sun came before the sun. S-U-N.
I don't know. It depends.
And like I say, ra, like sun ray. The word sun rays. That's where ra come from. Horizon, Horus. These things have been stolen from Egypt. The word horizon is the rising of the sun. Horizon. Horus was the name of the god back in Egypt, or back in Kemet, Kush, way back before it was even called Egypt.
Kush.
Yeah, that was actually a city in Africa. That modern day Egypt.
I never heard of that.
K-U-S-H, Kush.
K-U-S-H.
Yeah, Kush.
I'm not to spell it.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, but those were
But that's
the
marijuana.
original Egyptians. I say Egyptians. Those are the original people of Africa, all the way from down in Sudan. All those people were black as your do-rag. Those are the people who came up with all the stuff that was stripped from the land of Africa and then turned into what we now have called religion. And then you break it out into different sects. So,
but to go back to what we were talking about the religion thing though, like as far as somebody being better, I want y'all to touch on that a little bit. What you mean by? I know you said do unto others as you have to do to yourself.
I mean, just a better person. Like it's certain, we live in a world where
you don't believe it. You're not agreeing with a lot of stuff, with religion wise or Christianity wise. So I'm saying, like, say somebody that you might say something that they might feel like they don't agree with you what they're saying, but for them it works for them. But maybe you have a different kind of theory or mindset and it work for you. How do you manage that?
No, because we're not supposed to think alike.
Thank you.
But that on an ethical or a moral plateau, we're supposed to be able to vibe at the same level where it's like, I'm not gonna steal this man's life earnings. I used to do a lot of shit. I stole shit. I sold dope. I would never steal out of somebody's car or house. I just wouldn't do it. I steal from the store. But I was like, man, somebody don't work for that. I'm not breaking in nobody's car to steal the stereo. That was back in the day when they was stealing stereos. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't bring myself to break it. Because why? That's a person. They work for that shit. That's theirs. And it would be immoral for me to steal from them. Now, I ain't mind stealing from the stores because the stores are immoral. Fuck them.
That's why.
Yeah. That's why. Exactly. Yeah, but like people, I just couldn't bring myself to do it because, you might steal somebody's last.
That's true.
And that's somebody. It's a person. I have a feeling. I have a connection with people. So
to kind of keep on the same track what you're saying, I know somebody that I work with, they had they found something, right? They found something that cost a lot of money, and it was like, I want to take it to lost and found because it won't sit right with my spirit if I don't keep it.
That's different.
I said, okay, cool, give it to me. I'm okay with taking that.
It depends on what they found. I ain't
AirPods.
gonna lie about that.
Depends on how you found
it. And they working marvelous for me. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Depends on how you
all the time.
It depends on how you found it too. Because I've been in a situation where I've seen some money drop out of somebody's pocket and they didn't know they dropped it. I pick it up and give it back to them.
Yeah, I had
now, if I find a $20 bill on the floor,
nobody's around,
and then nobody there, hey man,
close to this.
Yeah, that's charge to the game.
That was
right
God's
blessing.
That's
a golden rule.
That was God's blessing.
That's in the Bible. I know
God wanted me to find these $20 that were right here. I had to, and believe it or not, I found money on days when I ain't have shit.
Yeah,
it was like, is that a blessing? I think so.
So if somebody told you that was a blessing, how would you respond to that?
No, it's a blessing.
Oh, okay.
It's not from Jesus or Muhammad or Krishna. It's just a blessing.
What they say?
Here.
So what they say? That ain't nobody but Jesus. Or what they say? Look at God. Or what they say? What they say? When he do it?
I'm not against God. Let's get that right first. I'm not against God. I'm against religion.
Yeah. Okay.
Do I think there's
churches,
a higher power? I know it's a higher power.
I believe in that too.
I think that higher power here on earth has been manipulated and now it's used for control. Religion is here to stop the poor from robbing the rich. And all these pastors got these big ass churches buying Bentleys.
I see a list moving, Charles. Go ahead.
Rich.
I need one.
No, it's just
manipulate the masses.
It's just saying. Well, I don't know if it's really a saying, but something that I've been saying lately is the greatest lie you could ever tell is the one with the most truth to it. You know what I'm saying?
Say that twice.
The greatest lie you could ever tell is the one with the most truth to it.
That's fact.
So with what Quentin's saying about religion, religion is a spirituality that's been manipulated. And I do believe it has been manipulated to control people, but I do also believe that if you look at that religion and dig deeper into it, you would find what I was talking about earlier, the core value system, which would be that spirituality. And that's the thing that people mainly believe in. Because all this stuff we see in the churches, all this stuff we see, no matter if you Kojic or Christian, Baptist or Methodist and everything like that, all that stuff you see, it's cool, but most of it is just different people's perspectives. But when it gets down to what really keeps them going and what's really that drive, that's where I believe. I think there's a cutoff that needs to happen to where you got your core value system, and that's where we all stand on because that's what we all agree with. You know what I'm saying? We all believe in building people up. We all believe in bettering the community, whether it be intellectually
we all
or
want to believe in that.
True. I give you that.
But the ways of the world convinces people to do otherwise sometime, and then that becomes the new religion. Streets is a religion. They got a code of ethics. Can't snitch, can't do this, can't do that.
I give you that. Yeah.
To work on credit, all this. You know, the 10 Crack Commandments pretty much was a biblical code. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, he gave it to you all right there. Code of the streets. Kind of religious. How do you feel about? But see, what kills me is that we as African peoples, we've gotten away from our African spirituality, and words like voodoo come up, and people are like, oh no, voodoo, Santeria, all that comes up. I really have a closer attachment with that form of religion, if you want to call it that, of spirituality, than I do with any of this other shit here.
But
they call that quote unquote black magic or whatever.
See, here's the funny thing about what I believe. There's spells in the Bible.
We're under a spell now. The whole country.
But if you read like Moses parting the Red Sea, if this stuff actually happened, when Moses parted the Red Sea, and to where you would see the guy put his staff in the river and create blood and everything like that, even to where you would read to where Jesus resurrected Nazareth. What was it? Was it Lazarus?
Yeah.
You know, Jesus sat in that tomb for 3 days before he actually said anything to bring Lazarus back from the dead. What people don't look at when it comes to that is that they had to go through some form of ritual to make these things happen. And if you go through any form of ritual to make something happen, which is supernatural to us, that in its definition itself is a spell.
Now, can you imagine going to a place where they pour juice in a cup that looks like blood, and then eat a little piece of cookie that looks like flesh, and then they do that every Sunday.
They did that at my church one time when I was younger.
I know, it's called communion.
Yeah.
What was that stuff that they would? I ain't drink.
Grape juice and crackers, but the representation is eat this man's blood. No, drink this man's blood, eat this man's flesh, and that'll cleanse your body of all sins. That's what it's representative of. That's what a communion is.
So,
the juice represents the blood of Jesus.
I don't know. I always bored in church. I didn't really
pay
attention.
The juice, the grape juice represents the blood of Jesus.
But it's not blood. It's just grape juice.
It's just grape juice, but it represents blood.
So
the cracker represents the body of Christ. You eat the cracker. So basically, I'm eating the man's flesh.
You're not, though.
No, but this is what it's supposed to represent.
But if you just represent, what does that do for you?
It's a ritual.
But it's not. It's not it. No, it's not it.
I'm
asking, like, what is it? What is it?
It's kind of like in voodoo. Sometimes you have to slaughter a chicken or something like that. You might have to kill the chicken.
Or kind of like how
how
you would see Catholics go to something like confession. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I think that's
what's the reason for that.
The reason why Catholics cleanse their body. You know what I'm saying?
But they really confessing things.
With communion, that's what you're supposed to do with communion. You're supposed to like evaluate everything that you've done, and you're supposed to drink the blood and eat the flesh to cleanse yourself of everything that's not holy. You know what I'm saying?
You're not drinking blood though.
Nah,
and it's not flesh. So I'm not being funny. I'm just saying.
No,
what are you really
it's
doing?
not. But I mean, that's what it's supposed to represent.
That's the closest thing to it. So we just.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
that makes sense.
I guess you could go out and kill a nigga and just get his blood and eat it.
I gotta be a black guy though.
No, I mean, I'm saying nigga in general.
We ate crackers, right? Let's keep the same theme going.
I mean, yeah.
No, I'm just playing.
No, but I mean, just that whole ritual there. But that's the thing is, and the reason that I believe black people pray and been praying for 500 some odd years and ain't seen much changes because we're not practicing our ritual. We're practicing their ritual. And if anything, vibrations are real. Niggas be talking about vibes and shit. I don't think they know what they're talking about. But if everybody vibing on the same accord on one day, Sunday, and we all praying to this higher being, and everybody's on the same accord, or most people are on the same accord, well, I'm pretty sure that the God that they're praying to, the God that we're praying to, or they're praying to, is doing what he's supposed to do for the people who's praying to him. Christianity ain't our religion.
What is our religion?
It's not Christianity. Maybe we don't know. No, we are lost people. We're the whole diaspora, but they don't.
Diaspora, that's a good word. Where you get that from?
Diaspora, just like being we're displaced.
That was dope.
Yeah, we're displaced. We don't know what the fuck is going on. The thing is, we've been here and they forced us to do this shit every Sunday, to do their rituals every Sunday for 500 years, and we still do it now, so much so that we'll fight tooth and nail to defend this same shit that they forced us to do.
But
they are getting exactly what they want.
This is my thing about that, and this is why I can't just. Well, I don't like saying Christianity because I understand that is religion, and that's something that needs to be. You know, we need to like go through that with a fine tooth comb. But here's my thing: even under the premise that we were forced to serve this God, I still fall back to saying the greatest lie ever told is the one with the most truth to it. Okay. You know, and you have to think what they had us do on Sunday is nothing compared to what we did behind closed doors. Excuse me. That's the thing that I'm thinking about. Behind closed doors because like maybe it was just me, but I remember hearing stories about how we would have our own little ceremonies and everything in the slave quarters when quote unquote master wasn't around. You know what I'm saying?
You know what the first thing they outlawed from the slaves? The drum.
Music, yeah.
No, that was part of our ritual. But they said, no, y'all niggas can't have y'all drums.
Yeah, but what were we really, who were we really praising in? Who were we really exalting in? Because it's, like I said, I'm not fully versed on this, but there are parts of me that believe that this same God that they tried to shove down our throats, once we really came together and vibrated on the same level, that's the same God that helped bring us out of this.
Have you ever heard of Duddy Bookman? Duddy Bookman was a Haitian slave that helped lead the Haitian Revolution. It's relevant what I'm saying. He was a voodoo priest. And what voodoo is, if you don't know about voodoo, voodoo is the American term for it. It's really voodoo. What he did was, the premise behind the spirituality of voodoo is being one with everything around you on earth. Being one with the trees, being one with the animals, knowing all your herbs and spices, connecting with your people spiritually, being able to communicate with them and being able to communicate with everything around you. Duddy Bookman started the revolution of 1804 by telling all the other slaves, hey, these herbs here, if you slowly put them in your master's food, they'll die. Just by knowing the herbs. When he had to have meetings, they did it where the alligators go in the swamps, but they knew the behavior of the alligators. So all the blacks could go over there where the alligators were and have meetings knowing that the white folks wasn't going to come around there because they knew alligators were there. But the alligators didn't attack people because they were one with the alligators. Everything around you is either part of you or it can become a weapon if need be. Bees, beehives, herbs, whatever it is that's around you. To be one connected with the earth, that's voodoo. And he killed almost 5,000 or 6,000 slave owners before the revolution really ever kicked off, just by telling people, hey, this is how you. And then when they realized, oh, the slaves are poisoning us, that's when Napoleon was coming down like, hey, we're going to kill these slaves over here. And they performed the ritual there, slaughtered a pig. And then they beat Napoleon, who had been around the world, conquering the world, but couldn't conquer an island full of slaves.
I remember you telling me about that one time.
Yeah,
we talked about
real
that one
shit.
time
But
before.
the thing is, being that vibe and that spirituality, we've lost it.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Lost it.
but my question has always been, how can we get it back? You know what I'm saying? That's always been my question.
We have to drop Christianity and Islam. As a religion, those religions, we got to get rid of the religions. I'm not saying drop the morals that they teach us. That's just my opinion. Drop them. You still have to keep your morals and your ethics in line. But the religion part, it's so much control that we relinquish by having religion guide our lives versus spirituality.
I agree with that. Hold on, you finna say something?
No, go ahead.
You know what? I was chopping it up with Trav not too long ago,
Brother Trav,
and we were talking about which he put most of this together as we were chopping it up. I ain't finna take credit for no man's work or anything like that, but as we were chopping it up, we talked about the power of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Now, if anything else on the face of this earth has proven what we can do as a unit, hip hop has.
Very much.
You got to think. I'm not sitting up here trying to say slavery was necessary or anything like that, or say that, or smile on it. But
very lightly.
You got to think. We've had the opportunity to create something never done before, and it changed the entire world. Literally the entire world. You have people in Asia, people in China who are trying to mimic what we as black people have created. So the spirit is there. It's definitely there. But how do we tap into it? You know what I'm saying? Now this is
we created it.
This is one of my own little conspiracies right here. You know, and I don't talk about this because a lot of people just don't get on that level. But let's look at this whole woke movement. When you look at this whole woke movement, at that time when the woke movement came about, the way everybody started doing it and became a trend. Not saying there ain't some people who really believe in it. I know there are. But after a while, it became a trend. That whole woke movement started to cause more division between us. You know what I'm saying? Because why not give us something else to argue about?
No, it's not really a division. It was that everybody didn't jump on the bandwagon, and a lot of people are under the spell. So, what you ever heard of cognitive dissonance?
Ways, though.
No, have you heard of cognitive dissonance?
Yeah.
That's the division. I can tell you something that you don't want to believe because your spirituality or your religion may make you be like, I grew up in the church, I've heard this all day. And if I come in and say, Jesus ain't, he was just another dude. Nobody's gonna, the person that grew up in the church, they're not gonna want to hear it. And that's gonna cause a division because they're gonna, you ain't gonna tell me about my God. You ain't gonna tell me about my Jesus. And now you ain't talking to me no more because I said, he was just like Muhammad. That nigga's just another nigga too. You know what I'm saying?
But to Charles' point, I get what you're saying as far as like, but you have that person regardless, right? But now when you throw this woke term, whatever, and people start joking, you know, it's getting more popular and popular. Like right now, how we look at Dr. Umar, like we say he crazy, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, that's what it is.
Name another culture of people that happens to.
Nobody.
I don't know nobody else but my people.
Just us, but that's the whole point.
Are we that naive that the world can manipulate us? Because
no, not really, because we know. But I think it's a mature level thing. I just think
I'm talking about as people don't. Not just us three in the room. Are we that naive as a people that something as simple as me not believing in Jesus and you believing in Jesus, or
yes, we are.
To
answer the question.
What people, and you know, this is something that I told Maine before you pulled up. I said in the process of doing this, I really want to get it out there that people can believe in different things and we still march to the same beat. I ain't said exactly like that, but that's what we need as black people. You know what I'm saying? We need to sit up here and just, again, focus on the same core value system and keep moving from there. You know, from there, you know, the body itself, there's no part of the body that's the same as the other. It may look the same, but even the right hand is opposite from the left hand. It's not the same. It's the exact opposite. So there's no way that the right hand and the left hand can work together. You know, well, they don't do the same thing.
No, they have.
Let me put it like that. Yeah, they can work together, but they don't do the same thing.
Different.
Exactly, they're different, and that's what we need to start pushing and promoting among our people is the fact that we can work together and still be different. The foot ain't gonna do what the hand gonna do. You know what I'm saying? The heart does not function like the lung does, but you need all of these. Exactly. Even the asshole. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, once you start functioning, it's kind of like, I think I done showed you this analogy before. You slap shit out of somebody with 5 hands, hands wide open.
5 fingers.
That's what I said, 5 fingers.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, but when you make a fist, the impact is a little different. Everybody's united. It's all one thing. You see what I'm saying? So you spread apart, it ain't gonna do as much damage as this. It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
But people have to be on the same accord, which brings me to vibrations. I had a whole thing about vibrations. I had a whole mental moment.
Before you get on that, I just want to ask a question. I mentioned I have to bring it up. You mentioned the Moses and the Red Sea. So what do you think that meant? Because I clearly he didn't do that for real. So
It's a land bridge there, and he stabbed the
symbolizing?
fish. That's what I think.
I wonder what he.
No, it's a land bridge there, and he stabbed the fish. If you stab a fish, it's blood in the water. It's a land bridge there. You can walk across it.
Okay, but it's not like it's a lot of water. He just said depart, and that was it.
It literally is a land
But
bridge.
it's probably. I'm just saying it's probably a metaphor or something, a symbolize something.
It's literally a land bridge there. I'm not joking.
Like David and Goliath. Goliath wasn't that big for real, right? He wasn't like that tall for real. He's a tall guy versus a small guy.
Goliath wasn't like 20 feet tall. No, I
It's
think
probably like Kevin Hart versus Shaq.
Yeah, okay.
Pretty much,
I'm
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
All right, so
yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
I was
the
like,
niggas
whoa,
a
what's going
bully.
on here?
yeah. They say cats was shorter back then anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Yeah.
got you. Niggas wasn't grown back then. Got you.
Yeah, Kevin Hart versus Shaq. They was like, man, he beat that big nigga ass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a
But
story
you-
of biblical proportions.
But that's not my thing with the Bible. I always had a problem with is like I feel like almost like if a fight happened, right, and I'm there, right, and I tell you, and you tell Q, then Q tell P, then P tell D. Then by the time we get to Z, everything done changed. Somebody that got punched and fell then got knocked out from a haymaker.
That's religion. And King
That-
James started that bullshit.
But
That's why I
thank
want to
you,
get at with that.
thank you, thank you.
They just fist
But
bump
see,
guys.
that's one thing I got to give Q for what he say when he say DSFR. You know what I'm saying?
I like
DSFR. You know what I'm
Good
saying?
reads.
You do your own
Yeah, I hear
research.
you listening, man.
Have to do it. Peace, God.
You do your own research, then you'll really find these things out, and you can make a choice for yourself instead of just letting somebody tell you how it should be. You know, that's another thing that needs to get pushed in the
And
community.
another thing too is the term I just said, peace, God. That's a New York term, man.
Yeah, I don't say it though.
What does that mean?
To me, it just mean bye. I'm not trying to be funny. That's what it means. Like,
I mean, it didn't. Nothing else came
or
from it.
it's a greeting. Like,
I always thought that peace, God meant God lives. That you are God, you are God. You just got to see the God within yourself. So when I say peace, God, I'm just talking to you. Yeah, bye, but nigga, you a God. It's
Yeah.
better than dog.
you put whatever in. I mean, in that DMS era, I was fine with it. So I don't know. Like, being honest with you, but I get what you're saying. It's definitely more of a.
I just
it's
thought
more,
peace. Yeah, peace, God was like, yeah, you a God. Just you go home with that.
It's a better
feeling knowing
term.
that
It's a better term.
Yeah, it's a better term.
But like,
you know.
but back to Charles, back to CW thing. You know, it's one of them things where like, you know, how he said when you call somebody woke, all right, that's number 2.
Yeah, that's number 2.
Yeah, just keep it. I'm saying it's okay to cough, just don't
I like
hold it
how
in.
y'all keep it
You
count.
hold it in, you get 2, 3, 4, 5 quickly. You know what I'm saying? Just let it all out. You know, it's not like calling out. Just call out 3 days. Don't just do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You know, just do Monday till I ain't back to Thursday.
Bet.
Just cough it out. Yeah, just
He
all-
doesn't. The name of his
it's
album gonna be
It's a whole
COVID
room
20.
over there. You know what I'm saying?
COVID 20, nigga.
I know, right? Yeah, it's starting to be like that. I don't know, man. You're coughing on track now. But to his point, to his point, when you think about the peace guard and stuff, people that started doing that, they got labeled as something, even like 5% or whatever can be. You know what I'm saying? But then you think about the label we put on them. People don't like talking to people at 5% because they feel like I don't want to learn nothing right now. Like I ain't trying to get kicked knowledge all that stuff. I'm saying that to say like, hey, back to this point with the woke thing, they do that to divide anyway. So
Yeah, but
as
we-
a term
we
of
fall
endearment,
sucker
that
to
peace guard thing is a good thing. But when somebody say that, you already put me in that box like, okay, something wrong with this guy.
Nah, man.
And that's really wrong. You
But you
shouldn't
can
think
learn
like
a
that.
lot from anybody if you listen.
That's true.
Anybody else, even
So
the
5%
dumbest person
of
say
y'all
something
listen
right.
to them too. Only time I don't listen to niggas if he talking some shit. Well, I ain't even gonna say I don't listen in because it's part. I might be talking to somebody that might be telling me something that I already know. But every time that I've done that, they've always said something that I did not know.
Yeah.
So it gives me enough to listen. I may not be able to listen at length, but I can listen enough to kind of see where you're coming from and maybe chime in. But you can always, one of the most powerful phrases I've heard. You can learn a lot from a dummy,
True.
and that was a car crash commercial.
It's the approach. It's the approach, though. You know what I'm saying? It's the approach. Like me personally, like even before I really started digging into everything, I would listen to Mormons and Jehovah's Witnesses. You know what I'm saying? I used to give them time because you got to think them people be out there sweating bullets.
I listen to them too.
Faithfully.
Who?
Mormons and Jehovah's Witnesses. You know, Mormons ride the bikes. Jehovah's Witnesses go knocking on your door like it ain't nothing.
Listen,
But I'd even listen
I ain't
to them.
seen Mormons. I came down here.
Mennonites.
I don't think it's a New York thing.
But it was always about the
no.
approach.
It's definitely New York.
Yeah,
Wait, hold on. Sorry,
definitely
I
gonna have them bikes.
Check you. Oh, strike three.
He said, "Nah, he get four. He get four. He got a black dude on. He get four. CW is coughing.
Huh? Well, as long as it's cold and it ain't a dry cough.
Nah,
yeah, you ain't got cold in here. Don't worry.
It's
about
just cold in my throat.
COVID coma. All right,
No, I'm saying it's awkward that you didn't hear the because Quakers was up north. They ain't nothing but Mennonites, and a lot of those was on the Underground Railroad.
That's Quakers. That's oatmeal. That's
no, I'm saying, but those are the underground. Those were a lot of people that was on the Underground Railroad.
This day and age, I ain't seen them. They ain't see them. Like no, I seen Jehovah's Witness all the time. Yeah, but I never seen them.
Mennonites is here. The people that we order countertops from.
They white. Yeah. I mean,
whole city Mennonites, nicest people ever. And Mennonites is the closest thing to Quakers. And Quakers was the ones that was actually hiding slaves and making sure that they got the path up there.
So real quick, what's the I don't know if you know. You just know a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What's the similarity or the whatever with Quakers and oatmeal? Why is that together?
I ain't figured that. I have not figured that out yet. If I had to take a
give me a Q theory. Come on, I need a Q theory right now. It's been 15 minutes. I ain't got one yet.
Because grits is cheap and effective, and you could feed a whole bunch of slaves with grits, oats, and it was like shit. They ain't had nothing to eat. What you gonna do? Give them some oats, nigga.
Yo, did you see
hey,
how
those
quick
are
that
Quaker
was?
oats.
See how quick he came with that?
Yeah.
I like that. He eat that ass too. Like you see his face.
Yeah. Those are Quaker oats. Shit. What you need, man? I need some Quaker oats. Why? I've been running through the wood for 4 days. I'm hungry as fuck.
Yeah.
I got some oats.
Okay,
You know
I
what?
got some oats. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
You know it.
And those in
Pretty
turn
sure
turn
if you
into
looked
grits.
into that, you're going to find some truth to that, right?
Yeah.
That's what
That's
makes
my
sense.
theory
It makes
on
sense.
it.
Truth in that lie, ain't it?
I have not DSFR'd none of that shit. I just kind of, it makes sense to me.
Off the top, Q
Yeah.
freestyling theory. I
Yeah.
like that.
Just like Uncle Ben's rice. Now that nigga was a slave. They just
Yeah.
put that
Yeah,
nigga on the
definitely.
rice.
That's what that means.
Same thing with Aunt Jemima.
Same
Same thing with Aunt Jemima. Yeah, they just put
She
on the
made
box.
pancakes for the white boys. I know.
Yeah. So yeah. But the Quaker oats. Yeah.
I like oatmeal though, so it's whatever.
You porridge or cream of wheat?
Just
Grits.
just Quaker oatmeal,
I'm
or
glad you ain't
maybe
one of
brown
them.
sugar.
I'm just glad you ain't one of them
Never
cream of
ate
wheat
porridge. No.
You say, hold on. I don't eat cream of wheat, but for real, cream of wheat used to be my shit growing up.
niggas. Yeah,
Ugh.
but down south, it's like, nigga, I don't want no sugar on my grits.
Okay.
That's sacrilege.
Yeah, what that? What?
What kind of shit is that, man? It's like salt, pepper, butter, and cheese. Nigga, ain't no sugar.
Bacon.
Bacon, but
Shrimp.
not sugar. Just not sugar. That's one of those things, though. Black people are separated along lines of who likes, sugar in their grits and who likes butter in their grits. And I like butter and salt.
Sounds good. I'm hungry now.
It's a different conversation, but
Thinking about
different conversation for a different day.
Yeah.
But I ain't putting no sugar in no goddamn grits. But yeah,
But I think you was talking. So you wanted to touch on vibrations. You said
vibrations. Yeah, man.
that's my vibration sound.
Side effect. All right, I'm gonna take y'all on the trip right there. Can I have the flow for about 6 minutes?
6?
Yeah, this is
That's
gonna be a whirlwind.
It's a
I
crazy
need
number.
6 minutes.
But go ahead.
But I need y'all to follow me.
I'm gonna call it 40 minutes in the Bible.
Okay. Now this is gonna sound profound, and it might piss some people off, and it's gonna be kind of a wild theory, but this is what I'm thinking.
If he said might, it mean it will.
Everybody likes to deal with vibrations, especially after the woke movement. It's all been, hey, you ain't on my vibe. We need to get on the same frequency, whatnot. When you go to church, the reason that people get that extra boost of energy when they go to church, and this is why I do like churches, I'm just not a religious person, is because everybody at some point is on a vibe. A song will come through, everybody's up clapping and chanting or whatever. For a minute there, everybody's on the same vibe. And when you're on that vibe, the energy in the room is uncontrollable. Some people cry, some people shout, some people jump up and dance. It makes you do these things that you don't do the other 6 days of the fucking week. You know
Holy
what I'm
Ghost.
saying? Okay. You can ask 10 women what matters, size or the motion in the ocean.
Oh Jesus Christ, this is where you going.
Oh yeah, it's finna go. I'm finna go there. So, so when you ask women if it's the size or if it's the motion in the ocean, you're gonna get a split. It's gonna be a 60-40 split. Might be one way, might be the other way. It don't really matter what way it goes. It's gonna go that way. But the vibe is what makes the difference. So, let's just say a woman goes to a big church. Say a nigga got a big dick. She go to the church. No, I mean it's awkward, but I say this because it's more women are involved in the whole religious movement than men.
No,
you go to a church.
So far, I'm following.
No, you go. Yeah, okay, follow me. But if you go to a church, I'm just putting it in because we 3 niggas in the room.
Yeah, but they listen later, so it don't matter.
But I'm just putting it in
I know
perspective.
you're right.
All right, so more women go to church. So what I'm saying is once they go into this big church, it's like, shit, I got to feel the vibe, but you don't know everybody there. So you might, you argue with such and such, but you kind of like such and such. And then you don't really get the whole vibe because you can't do everything that the church is doing. It's so big. It's a mega church. So you get a vibe, but you might not get the same vibe. So you might just want to go to a smaller church. Why? Smaller church fits your vibes a little more comfortable. And you might get off at the smaller church. You might get off with a nigga. You might get off with a nigga with a smaller dick. Why? Because the vibe might be better. It might be better. So let's just say you go to a smaller church. Well, now you're involved. You know everybody there. You're more involved with the people that's there. But then again, on the flip side, you can go to a smaller church and not like nobody there. It's like, man, I hate everybody at this fucking church. I need to go to a bigger church where I can vibe with more people. Mm-hmm. It's the same relationship that women get with dicks. When they go to church, the vibration, it depends on your vibe. If you like the vibe, then you stay there. If you don't like the vibe, then you don't stay there. It doesn't matter if the church is big or small. It's a matter of the vibration. Same thing with a dick. It don't matter if the dick is big or small. It's the vibration. Yeah, a nigga with a 20-inch dick. If you don't like him, it's not going to work. You have a nigga with a 5-inch dick. If you don't like him, it ain't going to work. If you do like it, then you do. It's going to work because the vibe is there. Same thing with a big church. You may go to a big church and love it. You may be the director of that church, and you may love it. Mm-hmm. But I think there's a correlation between how many women go to church, the vibrations that they get going to those churches, and the vibration that they get when they have sexual intercourse. It's wild. It's profound. I ain't heard that nowhere before.
That was a very
a
very, very, very vibrant example.
I'm just saying.
I ain't trying to sound funny enough, but I can't believe that I actually follow and understood your comparison with church and dicks.
Very detailed too.
I know. No, but it's
that's the part.
Every time you like when he said, "Oh, she could fill it out more," I just start thinking of it like it's all in there now. Like there's nowhere else to go.
Exactly. But I mean, seeing that, but that's why I kind of put it in the beginning. More women go to church than men, but what are they looking for? They're looking for satisfaction. How do you get satisfaction? Do you get it out of a big schlong or a small schlong? A big church or a small church? More vibrations? It doesn't matter what it is. If the vibration is right, then that's the right fit for you. Whether it be in the church or in the...
In church satisfaction, you talking about like just whatever they going there for. Whether it be better person.
But I'm saying spiritually, everybody goes to church for fellowship in the vibration. You want to have that feeling of feeling good. You want the people around you to make you feel good.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so and
sometimes a bigger church from somebody from the country might be like, I don't like this big church. It's too big. I don't know everybody. Sometimes they might need a smaller church. And so sometimes people in the smaller church be like, this church is too small. I need the network. I need more people. But if you can't vibrate with the people that's at that facility, whether it's big or small, if you don't have the vibe, then it's just not going to fucking work. It's not going to work. Regardless how big or how small it is, it's not going to work.
I don't want to go too deep into it, but what if like church is not for them anyway at all? What would they do then?
See, that's the thing.
Then you fuck who you want to fuck, and that's what I'm saying.
Like, so let's say they don't like
it's a lot of people.
Well, then you just go. You just do what you want to do. I'm saying.
But that's a good example. I get what you're saying. Though. That's good.
You just do what you want to do, and that's
going against the grain. So they don't like God. They just like women. So the church is not for them.
But it's a liberating feeling. Well, see, guys, it's a little different, and this is where we need a female on the show, because I'm like, can a female draw the comparison that I just draw between dicks and church with niggas and pussy? I just wonder, can they do it?
I guess not.
Niggas pussy in
Unless you're
church.
talking about-
I mean, like I
unless you're
said.
talking about like dry and I don't know. Never mind.
I mean, it's all. I can't even draw it myself because I'm a man. Maybe I'm biased.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But you know, I just can't see how I can't see how. I mean, there might be some women who listen to this shit and be like, "What the fuck is this nigga talking about?" Somebody's gonna say it.
Nah, I think honestly, I feel like it was very, very, very detailed, but also like very visual.
I mean,
So,
does it
I'm
make
talking
sense?
about not the other part, well,
Yeah.
both. But I'm saying I can understand. I went.
Yeah.
Everything you said was understandable for me.
Yeah, it
Does
was
it make
understandable.
sense?
It was, and it does make sense. It does.
But and that was a good example.
Mm-hmm.
So when you talk about vibration, you just saying like
If you're not vibing with the person, then it's not gonna go. Spiritually, if you're not vibing with the religion, then it may work. One part of it might work for you,
All right, so
but you don't want one part.
No, good. I'm glad you said that. So even vibe, that could even be on a personal level. Just one person, right? Now with you, CW, like the journey you on right now, what you're doing right now, right? You wasn't always like that. I would assume it had been a time in the last. I know you for like 6 years now. In the last 6 years I've known you, there was a time where you really wasn't messing with that spiritual stuff or that Bible stuff, right? At one point,
I've always messed with it. I just ain't ever want to speak on it because I don't think
but you
anybody
felt
really.
a different way.
Yeah.
Your vibe was just different than it
Yeah.
is now.
Yeah.
So I get what
Yeah.
he's saying about that because you wasn't vibing with certain things, so you wouldn't talk about it. But now
Nah.
you're talking about it because you're vibing with it now. You know what I'm saying? Like you're on the same accord with what theories they might be talking about, certain things that might be talked about.
I'm talking about it now because I don't care. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like I was you gotta understand I grew up in the church. Grandfather was a preacher. My dad was a preacher, even though he was absent. My mom faithfully went to church. My grandma would beat us and make us sing in the church. You know what I'm saying? So about 10, 12 years ago, I had a couple of thoughts and I would go to pastors and talk to them about it. They didn't like my thoughts and said I was lost, said I was out there, I was going in the wrong direction, I needed to be corrected and everything like that. So I just kind of started burying all that stuff in. Still read up, still studied up, but just buried it all in because it's like nobody just, when you go to, I went to the wrong type of people. Put it this way, I tried to vibe
the wrong
with it.
type of person.
Yeah. Instead of
What
just,
was your denomination, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm gonna say it like this. It was I say Black Baptist.
Okay.
You know,
I get it.
but like they just like anybody I talked to, they just wasn't on that level. And lately, I've just been to the point now to where like more people I have a conversation with, where it goes back to the church. Like the church ain't for everybody. And one thing that the church needs to understand is, well, let me not say the church. Let me say it in a more political way for them. That synagogue, that venue, that building is not for everybody.
That business.
Exactly. That business is not for everybody.
Get
You
me
know what I'm
started
saying?
there.
Like I find myself finding more honest, real, trustworthy, open people on the streets than I do who go in between those four walls every single week. You know what I'm saying?
It's a spell.
Why can't it be a vibe?
It becomes a vibe. You step on. If we all on the same spell,
But
yeah, it's
you know what?
vibes.
Just to touch back on the vibe thing, just kind of give it more meaning. Like you even say, because you can force something. Like some people don't know no other vibes but that. So when you grow up in a church, like when you say, "Oh, I might talk to somebody that grew up in a church and they might not agree with your views because they never took the time to have any other views at all. That's what they know. So anybody talking against it, they just like, I don't want to hear
You
that.
know what threw me off of church, man? I'll tell you a real quick story.
It's too early in the morning.
It's a quick story.
Oh, I thought you were going to say what threw you off of church.
No, what threw me off was just even the whole religion. When I was about 11 or 12 years old. When I was about 11 or 12 years old, I went to a church down on Roxborough Road. There was a big mural in the back of the church. It was a picture of Jesus floating in the air, and it's like two guys, praying on knees behind them. Everybody in that picture was white. Everybody in my church was black. So, of course they have, not New Mirrors orientation, but they have a weekly, what's it called, man? Revival.
Revival on Wednesday.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
During revival one time, I asked the preacher, I was like, hey, why is it that there are all these black people that go to this church, but the picture on the wall has a white Jesus? And He said, we're going to fix that. And to this day, that mural is still up, but everybody in that picture is painted black, including Jesus. So basically, you just changed the image of the person that you were basically begging me to believe in. Now, I ain't mad at the preacher. I'm just mad at the image and the fact that you just changed the image like you painted your car. It's like, really? So how am I supposed to feel about that in terms of religion? Well, I read Genesis and I read Revelations and then I called it a day. And I just got out of the church type deal. I ain't mad at nobody at the church. I ain't mad at none of the stuff that I learned from the church. I just can't necessarily just can't fall into it.
Man, you know,
I ain't mad.
I actually tried reading the whole entire Bible, and this is what kind of threw me off about the King James version. Is when you read the whole entire Bible, it's like you'll start seeing that there are other books and references that are in the Bible, but where are they? You know what I'm saying? Like it's a book of wars that's in there. You know what I'm saying? Then you got the Gnostic Gospels. Then
Enoch.
You got this the Dead Sea Scrolls, and you have another type. It's I can't pronounce it, but
why would they take all of that out?
That's the question. You know what I'm saying?
What is it saying that?
But I think in that stuff that they took out, that's where the real truth lies. You know what I'm saying?
It's in the Vatican. They got it hidden up there in the Vatican. They're like, I don't want nobody to know about this shit. Why? Because if niggas find this shit out,
it's over.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Don't know what it is.
I know earlier we touched on this. I want to get out there. I had looked up what 40 mean. It says spiritually it means it's a message from your angels reminding you that you are safe, well protected, and loved. Your guardian angels are near, and all you have to do is call upon them for help achieving your goals and manifesting your desires. I don't know if that got anything to do with 40 days, 40 nights, but I'm just throwing it out there.
40 acres and a mule, and we did not get it.
Well, you didn't ask for help, I guess.
We did.
Just keep praying. What do you say? You get all your achieve all your goals in it. Just keep praying.
Call upon them for help. I don't know.
Call upon them for help.
Achieve your goals and manifesting your desires. Just keep thinking about it.
Sound like you say pray and keep working, nigga.
Pray about it.
That would sound like it said to me. Pray and keep working, nigga. You get your 40 acres and a mule. You gonna buy that motherfucker?
Nah, that numbers game that they play, I don't even get with that too much.
What, numerology?
Nah, I don't. Even 666. Like I even teach my kids like that's just a number. You know what I'm saying? Because one like for instance 666, whatever, however many times you say it's in the Bible, cool, but that number strikes fear in people as soon as they hear it. You know what I'm saying?
If you're religious.
Yeah, if you're religious. But I'm trying to teach, like I've raised my kids up to not believe in that. Like, you can't be scared of a number that you see.
They believe in Santa Claus?
No.
Did they ever?
No, not around me they did.
You know what, man, to me, Santa Claus and Jesus Christ serve the same purpose. It's just that Jesus Christ is more serious and you're an adult, and Santa Claus when you're a kid.
Well,
he knows when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows when you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. Who else know that shit other than Jesus? Allegedly.
I get where you're coming from.
So once you realize that Santa Claus ain't real, now you gotta worry about Jesus. Like, God damn, nigga, I thought I was out of this shit. But no, you never get out of that. And then your mind is blocked. They start the conditioning with Santa Claus. After that, then it just elevates to Jesus. Now, that's your Santa Claus now. You know you can't fuck up. You fuck up, he gonna know it. You ain't gonna get a bag of coals now. He just gonna send you to hell with that nigga with the pitchfork.
I give it to you. I give this to you. I believe myself that Jesus. Well, here's a crazy thing, and this is something this is one of my crazy theories. Have you ever noticed when it's two things that I've noticed when people really praise or when they're really in need, they never add Christ to it. The only thing they say is Jesus. You know what I'm saying? They never add Christ. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny how when you think about Christianity being a fake religion, but yet I can't discount the fact that me witnessing some things firsthand, and then also a lot of our own ancestors have called on Jesus and have actually given testimony and report about how they felt like Jesus came through for them. You know, now I'll give you this and say that could be because of the vibrations. But I will also say that there has to be some type of substance to that. There has to be some type of substance to that name in order for people to say that they have been brought out of all types of situations, out of all type of turmoil, and still claim that name,
Because
regardless
people
of what
don't
they
give
see.
themselves credit for God living in them. Not Jesus, God living in them. And then you add the vibration to that. So when people go on Facebook and say, hey, asking for prayers, I can send some energy that way. Call it a prayer, whatever you want to call it, but I'm thinking about you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's genuine. I'm genuinely thinking about you. And believe me, I think that vibration can span over the distance of the earth if you genuinely really praying for a person.
Yeah.
Or really,
agree with that,
you know,
yeah.
I'm not gonna say, and praying ain't a religious thing. It's a vibration thing. If you put 20 people in the room and tell them to all concentrate on one particular thing happening, 9 times out of 10, that one particular thing is gonna happen. I ain't gonna sit here and say if you put a basketball in the middle of the court and everybody prays for it to move, but then again, I don't know if that would happen or not. And I honestly believe that it could. Look at sound. Some of the comparisons that I draw it sound crazy as fuck. But if you look at sound, look at water drops. Natural shit. Everything has a vibration to it. You can throw a vibration at sand and it'll create a drawing in the middle of something. You put a bunch of salt on the table and then just have something go boom, 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 boom. If it's the same beat over and over again, it draws a picture.
Yeah.
That's a vibration.
Yeah.
Water, when you drop something in water, you see the ripples? That's a vibration. I did something a long time ago when I did a cup and I was spinning on the cup and it was making all them whistling sounds. That sound comes from a vibration. So the fact the thing that people aren't connected to any of that shit and that we don't vibe is crazy as hell. And the only way that we can vibe is through religion, which is controlled, not spirituality. It's crazy. You can control religion. You cannot control spirituality, and most people don't understand that.
I agree with you on that. But see, that's always been my problem with the church too, is the fact that, I mean, like you said, it's something that I've always believed, like God rests inside of us. You know what I'm saying? And even little segments in the Bible will say, even the little segments in the Bible say that we are gods. We are little gods. You know what I'm saying? And we do have the power to control our atmosphere. We don't want to act like we do. And yeah, a lot of people don't want to teach you that, but I think that's because a lot of people don't want you to be spiritually independent. You know what I'm saying? This is why, like, when I read up on these things, and even with my background, why I said, like, I just kept to myself about a lot of things, because the whole spiritual side of it, I see all of that, and I'm not for the religious side of it. But it's kind of like you're in a place to where you're pretty much just standing and you have to choose which way to go.
Now, I will say this, and this is kind of off subject, but not really. I will say that the closest thing to God on this earth is a black woman.
I give you that. Yeah, I agree.
What other species gives birth to a whole nother person? It's so common now that it seems commonplace, but that shit is fucking amazing. You actually had a whole person. Nobody would be here if it wasn't for a woman. Not one single solitary person would be here if it wasn't for a woman.
So you don't think that's another one of those what came first, the chicken or the egg questions?
It is, but then it kind of makes me think that if they say God created us in his image, so said King James, maybe God created her in her image, and we just spawned off of that shit. I mean, kings took over because we physically stronger, but I mean, shit, are we? That's a question. Could I have a kid? Fuck no. No, I couldn't. Women do. They do that shit all the fucking time, every day. And to me, if you can create life, even though it takes us, that's a pretty big achievement.
It is.
You're more godlike than me. I would there is a higher being and it's a woman, and I would stand on that shit. I wouldn't even really guess.
Think God's a woman?
Definitely God is a woman. If it's not, then
I'm not mad at that.
fuck that. No, God has to be a woman.
I would think so.
Now, I ain't with the whole women's lib shit and all that. I'm like, hey, we got some other shit we got to take care of. And then men are physically stronger, so they birth physically stronger beings. But they birthed from a fucking woman. You know what I'm saying? Shit. So I would have to say women, God is a woman. I believe in God. I'm not atheist. I'm agnostic. And when I die, I expect to see a woman before I transition to wherever the hell I'm going after here.
Me too.
But
Amen,
I expect
brother.
to see a woman.
I want to see a woman first.
Yeah. Very curvaceous, very dark skinned, very sexy woman. Like, yeah, I'm God. It's like, shit, can I get your phone number? Nah, nigga, I'm sending you over to this galaxy. That would be cool to me. Glad to meet you.
A little quickie in, maybe.
Yeah, if you let me. Yeah, but I don't know. That's my take on that shit.
But so I know you got like the project you working on for the 2020. So talk about that before we end on that. I want to talk about that for a little bit as far as what kind of concepts you talking about on this project particularly, and is it how finished are you? Because you've been talking about it for a long time.
Yeah, I've been talking about it for a long time, and that's another
percentage.
thing too. It's I'm about 80% there. You know what I'm saying? But that was another thing to where
Let me look up 80 real quick, see what that means. What does 80 mean spiritually? I don't know. You might,
80% done?
yeah, it might mean not done. I don't know.
No, that means not done. That's all it means.
it's not done, but it was just something to where it was like, okay, bro, you just got to do something. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't even want to talk about how it all started, but it just got to the point to where, I woke up one day, and this is why I said I don't care how anybody feels, because if you don't like what I say, I'm not trying to speak to you anyway. You know what I'm saying? This ain't for you. But I just woke up one day and I realized that, you can have your own family hate you no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Once you really let that sit in, that you can literally do everything you can to make everybody happy and somebody will still hate you. Why in the hell are you trying to make everybody happy and not be yourself? Why are you constantly holding back your truth and how you see things, how you feel, when no matter what you do, people are going to talk about you. You got people close to you that are going to say something about you. You got family that's going to turn on you. You got enemies who are going to become friends in the process.
Friends who are going to become enemies.
Exactly. So the whole point of this 2020 album is just to pretty much like, it's going to be me saying this is who I am, take it or leave it. But I also want to put out to other people, like, be who you are.
Can I get a verse?
Yeah.
I just need about 8 bars.
8 bars.
I don't know if I can do 16.
You got to say featuring Q Theory. All right.
Q Theory. Oh, this nigga done renamed me. I like it.
All right.
I know. Hand sanitizer.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
I say so.
yeah. Oh yeah, Charles. I don't know. He coughed like 20 times over there.
Man, fuck COVID. God damn it, man. You know what? I tell you what thing COVID is doing though. Real talk, it's fucking up the vibe, man. I like shaking hands with niggas and giving niggas
we
doubt.
all in sync, putting sanitizer on our hands. You know what I'm saying?
Man, but that ain't the same as just being able to hug somebody or slap a dap. And believe it or not, as small as that shit is, as minuscule as that shit is, just to slap dap with a nigga and be like, "What's up?" And we ain't been able to do it for the past 3 weeks, and that shit kind of it's throwing our goddamn shit off.
3 weeks.
Well, when niggas really started jumping on to that elbow and shit, it's like shit. Sometimes niggas say something like that just then. I'm like, my nigga, it was a reaction, but that's been a natural reaction for niggas since the 70s, man. Handshakes. This, that, nigga. How many handshakes we done seen on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and all this other crazy shit?
After you scratch that afro, right, and all that dandruff, and then you just use my handshake.
Nigga don't even care. It's just like fuck it, nigga. Digging in your ass, digging in your nose. It don't even matter.
Wild.
But now, it's shaking hands is almost a thing of the past, which is, I don't think black people ready for that.
Yeah, like, nigga text and say, hey, I saw
remember
you.
when they call a fist bump a terrorist fist jab on Fox News? Y'all remember that
I
shit
remember
when
that. I remember
Barack
that.
Obama and Michelle Obama did that
bullshit.
shit? They called it a terrorist fist jab.
I remember that.
Now it's all the rave.
They tried to put out. They tried to make it seem like it was some secret code.
Yeah,
and all that.
and all they
You know
did
what I'm
was
saying?
this.
Yeah,
Husband and
I
wife
I
bumping
always do that
fists.
now. I've been doing that for years though.
Yeah, but man, I mean, I would do it for years to niggas that I didn't know. But if I knew you, it was like slap dap, and if I really knew you, it was like slap dap, bring in, nigga, what's up? That shit right there is like a thing of the past now. But that's gonna be a vibe breaker. No, I say that like that because in closed circles, some niggas gonna be thinking different, and niggas gonna be like, "Damn,
Yeah, I love
man,
Q
nigga acting
theory,
like
bro.
no, man, niggas gonna be like, man, you ain't even,
Theory.
yeah, you ain't even gonna, you don't want to shake my hand now. You too good for that. What you think you gonna get COVID? What you think I got COVID, nigga?
Yeah, I
No,
think
but
everybody-
niggas
you gotta
might
think-
get
you gotta
bad
treat
about
everybody
this
that
shit.
got it. That's how you don't get it.
But yeah, but that's gonna break our vibe, man.
Alright,
it hurts
man.
a little bit.
If
You
we
like,
break
all right,
it,
fuck it, I'm
It's
good
really
with that
break your
shit.
vibe. You catch it.
if anything, I think it started showing who people really are. You know what I'm saying? I think I hate this whole COVID thing, but I think it has shown people's true colors. You know what I'm saying? Because you people have been different throughout this whole thing, and I ain't saying you'll see who will ride for you or not, but like you get a different perspective of everybody with COVID going on, because you see the people who really have concern for other people. You see the people who just really don't give a damn either
That's
way
true.
it goes.
Let me
You know
check.
what I'm saying?
Let me check Maine right quick. Jay-Z, Eyes Don't Lie. What's the first line of that song on the goddamn 444 album? The East Side nigga with the East Side nigga with the
Oh yeah,
East
yeah,
Side.
yeah. You talking
That nigga said the eyes don't lie. Nigga, I could wear my mask, walk around. I seen a nigga I ain't seen since high school today. We're like, what's up, nigga? You like, but all I gotta see is this. I look at niggas in their eyes all the time.
Yeah.
So looking at a nigga in his eyes with a mask on, it don't really matter because I still know that's you. But they'll look at me and be like, who the fuck is you? And I'm
Yeah.
like, damn, you can't see? Maybe you never looked in my eyes. Maybe I'm looking deep in your soul. But when I see a motherfucker's eyes,
these Q theories is
I
get
can
wild.
see.
I like
no,
that.
but when I look into a motherfucker's eyes with a mask on, I know who it is. I ain't gotta look at your body format. I ain't gotta look at nothing else but your eyes. I see your eyes, I know that's you.
Well, I think
They look at me, they be like, who the fuck is you?
on
I
a
be like,
positive
"Nigga, it's
note-
me. Oh, what's up, dog?
on a positive note, I like the mask thing too because everybody look beautiful to me now.
This nigga got a fetish for
I
masks.
heard that.
spandex.
I heard that on the last
Nah,
episode.
mask
I was about
spandex.
that,
They
man.
look great, and man, the lady was talking. That said, "Oh, don't pull it down. Don't ruin the moment. Don't fuck the vibe up." You know what I'm saying?
I will say. I
Man,
will
name the
say
album
this.
Mask of Spandex.
I will say this: the way they've been coming out the house, though. Whew.
Yeah, flip flops, mask of Spanish. Like, but I've been in the house for 3 days.
Man, they've been looking so good the way they've been coming out the house.
I be like, I
ain't
just
even
took a
front,
shower.
like,
I ain't putting on no
jeez.
drawers. I'm gonna put on these spandex.
Got that
these
COVID attire
Spanx,
on. What you
and this
wearing?
goddamn mask and this hair wrap.
COVID gear. Oh
Hey,
yeah.
Hey,
Seen
but
that
you
picture.
know what I'm saying? They looking natural now. No nails, no fake eyelashes, just a head wrap, a face mask, and some spandex.
Yeah, some of them. They ain't gonna go too far now. Some of them. Yeah, some of them. I ain't gonna sit here and lie.
Some of them.
Some of them need
This is
to go back to pre-COVID, but it's all good. The post-COVID ain't for you.
Post COVID.
But it's all good.
Post COVID.
Anyway, Charles, you got a date, like any kind of date for us, or are you not doing dates because you don't want the pressure of putting it out? It's gonna be a summertime thing. It's gonna be wintertime before we see this. And I know happy 2020.
You ain't gonna
I don't
let
want to
me-
hear you scrap another idea.
Yeah,
Right?
I ain't scrapping no more ideas. If anything, I'm gonna drop.
If you got to put an 8-track
I'm gonna drop 6 songs at the latest Sunday.
this Sunday.
This Sunday.
Yo, this is a good promo. Okay, I see what you did here. I see what you did here.
It wasn't
This is a great
intentional. It wasn't
Nah, I don't know.
intentional.
Now I think about it. You came back in the break room. You was like, "No, I was thinking about." Nah, I'm playing. You ain't do that. You ain't do that.
Nah,
You ain't do
but I ain't gonna put the whole album out there just because I do want to promote it, and either way it goes, I am really trying to take my music and my poetry serious. So it is something that I want to generate some type of income or some type of publicity off of. So I'm gonna drop 6 songs at the latest Sunday. Then after that, we'll figure out another way to push it. Hopefully, this whole COVID thing will be over, and I'll just go old school.
I'm gonna say
start
this on
sending
air.
CDs out of
I'm gonna say this
trunk.
on air. I will say I ain't mean to cut you up, but I did. I'm gonna say this on air. You know, you got a camera. You know how to work it well. What you should do, just an idea. You're putting 6 songs out. You should touch the people and do it like a your own kind of review on each song. You should just do a video with the song and just kind of explain the song. I think that'd be a dope idea. Mainly because you gotta explain each bar. I think that take away from the art. But it's the space you was in. Maybe why you said it. Maybe a story behind the song. Something 2 minute, like you were doing 2-minute videos. Something you go in your car, drive, whatever. But play the song. You know what I'm saying in the background. That'd be dope too. I think so.
I'm gonna actually do that. It was what I was gonna do is because I am bringing back Wordplay Wednesday. Everything I said that's gonna happen with the comfort zone is going to happen with the comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? So Wordplay Wednesday is definitely coming back, and another idea that me and Trav kind of chopped up with together is that Wordplay Wednesday is going to be focused on the meaning behind the music. You know what I'm saying? Even with
So
visual artists.
y'all gonna break it down and stuff y'all talking about? Y'all gonna like say it then break it down?
We ain't gonna break the whole thing down because that'll take way too long. You know what I'm saying? But just like you were saying, it'll just be an opportunity for somebody to like play a song that everybody loves or play a track that everybody hates and just say, let me tell you what I was going through. Let me tell you what provoked me to do this.
All right, Q.
You know what I'm saying?
I see you try to back up on the mic. He ain't want to be on the mic. Q did a little cough real quick. He try to look away.
but I mean, but that's something else that's gonna come back. But yeah, I can sit up here and do a quick video explaining the pieces that I am gonna drop. But Sunday at the latest, it's gonna drop. You know what I'm saying? Sunday at the latest, you're gonna have half an album. You know,
that's
we're gonna
dope.
work on the rest after that.
I like that. Bring that back. Bring back putting out half the album first. People used to do that. Like on singles, they put like 2-3 songs on there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we gotta do that, man. But that was dope. This is a good conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
I think the way I imagined it going and how it went, I think it went way more smooth. I even text people now like, yo, I gotta hear this. I've been testing. When I was testing, I was telling people like, yo, you gotta hear this podcast. I know like people that go to church and they don't want to hear that stuff sometimes, but I want them to give me an honest opinion. Sit down, listen to it, put in your notes and send it to me so I know where to go back and then maybe we'll have another guest next
y'all
week.
think about that dick reference, ladies. I'm just saying.
It's crazy, yo. Q
Because y'all is really
kind of crazy.
No, I'm just saying.
Y'all think about that dick reference.
No, I'm saying Dick and Jesus got a lot of common. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, hey, so on that note, we got CW here, you know what I'm saying? Look out for that 2020.
I love to piss him off.
You should have sold some 2020 face masks, by the way. But, you know, that's make sure that picture it stays, it's a nostalgic picture. That's actually a good reputation of 2020 so far.
I appreciate it.
So the album has to come out this year. Q, look like we back in business, man. This is 2 weeks. We did the podcast 2 weeks in a row.
Hey, man.
That's great.
We keep it going, man.
I'm pretty sure
We
after
got,
this episode, we're going to have another person want to come on. So,
well, shit, let's keep it moving, man.
The more you give your Q theories, the more we have to defend it.
I got some cute theories like a motherfucker, but
We know that.
it's just, you know.
So on that note, we're gonna sign out. Make sure y'all.
Can I do
Yeah.
I got Sun Tzu. I ain't said nothing about Sun Tzu lately. I got one from Sun Tzu.
How you spell it? SON or SUN?
SUNTZU. Sun Tzu once said, "Energy may be likened to the bending of a crossbow. You have to make a decision. To the releasing of the trigger." What he's saying is how far you pull that bow back, the energy that you're going to get from pulling that bow back. You shooting a nigga that's right in front of you, or you shooting somebody that's way in the back. Will you overshoot? Will you undershoot? But you have to know that energy. It's kind of like the vibes.
I like that.
All right, I like that too.
Peace. Gods.
All right, we out, man. That's our Black Power.